speaking to reporters this afternoon after the passage of a House bill codifying the definition of anti-Semitism, which sailed through the House last night with overwhelming bipartisan support. The bill relies on a definition of anti-Semitism established by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. If passed, it would give the Department of Education more leeway to enforce anti-discrimination laws as college campus protests spread. But it's unclear when that might happen. We'll have more coming up on this in our next half hour. Well, the president speaking to reporters this afternoon after the passage of a House bill codifying the definition of anti-Semitism, which sailed through the House last night with overwhelming bipartisan support. The bill relies on a definition of anti-Semitism established by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. If passed, it would give the Department of Education more leeway to enforce anti-discrimination laws as college campus protests spread. But it's unclear when that might happen. We'll have more coming up on this in our next half hour.
Shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahab, Kodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who will well and teach well, because those are the men who I've learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity, and shalom to you sincere sisters that's listening in silence, as the scriptures say to do so. I am the brother Mashiach Arazakah from the Servants of Yahweh Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada branch. And pretty much this lesson is going to be titled as Famine of the Word. Okay, Famine of the Word is here, and it's coming. Now, Elder Apostle Tahar, he put a decree out yesterday, letting all the brothers know, you know, the brothers in GMS all the way down to the offshoots like ourselves, the affiliates, to be circumspect while we're out there teaching. And I agree with that 100%. So this is also going to my camp, SOYWY, all the branches of SOYWY. When we're out there at camp, we are not going to do the things, you know, the things, what to say, what not to say, unless somebody has a question. So, you know, we know what we're going to do. We know what we're going to bring out, you know. Brothers know what they're going to say, but we're going to, you know, watch what we say. You know, when it's dealing with, you know, who we be talking about all the time, we're gonna you know, be circumspect of that, because, you know, this is a law that's being pushed, and you don't want to be put in a bad situation. I understand we're vexed here. I understand we're going through a lot, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, we got to be circumspect. It's either take heed to what I'm saying or get locked up. Those are choices that's gonna happen. So you got to be mindful of that. We are to teach the word and go home. Preach the word, do what we got to do for the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, and go home. Be mindful. I'm talking to all the brothers, even brothers that's in the Vegas camp. Talking to you brothers too. We got to calm down on certain shit. I'm not saying that brothers is doing this. I'm just saying in general, we got to calm down on shit. You know, because we got to be circumspect out there. So we're going to get some scriptures out. And like I said before, this is why, going all the way back, this is why the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone have been telling brothers all the way down, brothers that's in GMS, all the way down to the brothers that's the affiliates. We've been telling you individuals out there that have been, you've been in this truth for a lot of years or a certain amount of years. Now, if you've been in this truth 4 or 5 months, this doesn't concern you, because you're new, you're learning, you're new. This doesn't concern you if you've been in the truth for a month to 4 or 5 months. This, I'm not talking about y'all. Those of you that have been in the truth longer than that, this is why you should be getting works done. Get in what you can get in, because by you doing the works and doing lessons, you're pleasing the Lord, and you're getting those spiritual jewels. You're laboring. We're getting as much as we can get in individually in this thing. So this is why you should be doing works, because we've been saying this. You do not have much time left. They're already pushing a bill. I believe this bill is already passed already. You know, I seen a brother video. It said that they passed it. So I'm reading this, and it says it hasn't been passed yet, but it's been reported that it has been passed. So whether it's been passed or not, this is why you want to get works in, because It's going to come to a time where Elder Pastor Hard's going to make that announcement, and he's going to say, we had a good run, and you have not done nothing. Now, I'm not the Lord. I can't say who's the elect and who isn't. You know, hey, I'm not the Lord. If the Lord have mercy on you to be of the elect, that's beautiful. But you want to be not trying to hope for that. You know, I'm not doing no work, so, you know, I'm going to be saved. That's something that you don't want to hope for. You want to hope for it to be of the elect, not to hope for to be saved because you know you're an Israelite and you ain't doing no works that you hoping that the Lord's still going to save you. That's not the spirit you want to be in. You want to be in the spirit as I'm doing the works. I'm doing as best I can as a helping body, a helping vessel. I may not know much, but hey, I'm just bringing in what I can. That's the type of spirit you want to be in, because you might not be of the elect. And it goes in reverse. You may be a brother that do works and might not be of the elect. Either way it goes, but you still want to be in a fearful mind of the Lord of doing something. Doing something, man. So let's get to I just wanted to make that announcement. You want to be doing something. But let's get to this. You know, brothers played video. I just played a video, but I'm going to read the article. And it says, House passes bill aimed to combat anti-Semitism. It says an Amite College unrest, right? Amite College arrest. It says, should I read from here? I'll read from here. It says, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson visited Columbia University April 24th to meet with Jewish students and make remarks about concerns that the ongoing demonstrations have become anti-Semitic. And this is why I'm saying, SOYWY, you have to be careful what you say. We all, including me, when we're out there at camp, we got to be careful now. We got to be careful now. We have to be, I just read it. You got to be careful now. We understand and know that, you know, what we know about these people, you know. But we got to be mindful of that. We got to be mindful of that now. It says the House of the Representatives passed, see, they did pass it, passed the bill on Wednesday aimed at addressing reports of raising anti-Semitism. So we got to be careful now. Any brother out there that's an affiliate, you got to be careful what you say now. You really do. Even the brothers that's in GMS, even myself, when we're at camp, we got to be careful what we say. If they ask questions, we're going to give them questions. We're going to answer their questions according to the scriptures, like Elder Pastor Hart said. We're going to give them scriptures, absolutely. But we got to be careful what we say now. We got to be careful what we do. We do. We have to. We're not in our own kingdom. You got to understand that shit. We're not in our own kingdom. It's Esau's rulership, man. It says the House of the Representatives passed a bill on Wednesday aimed at addressing reports of rising anti-Semitism on college campuses where activists angered by Israel's war against Hamas, it says, have been protesting for months and more recently set up encampments on campus grounds. It says the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act. So it's a law now. So you got to be careful what you say. You have to. It says the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act would see the adoption of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance definition of anti-Semitism for the enforcement of federal anti-discrimination laws regarding education programs. So you got to be careful what you say now. We can't go around and saying what we used to say. We got to be careful for that now. Because now you could get fucking locked up for this shit. You know, you get this, you know, we are reading scriptures and, you know, saying you may say that, you know, I ain't gonna say it because I don't know, I might get a strike on this channel, you know, but you got to be careful what you say now. We can't go around talking about, you know, the Amalekites and saying, you know, they're not the true Israelites, they're the devil and all that. We can get fucking arrested probably for that shit. So you got to be careful for that. I'm saying Amalekites because if I get to saying the word, you know, or whatever, I might get a strike. So I got to be careful for that. So we know when we say the Amalekites, we know who we're talking about. You should know who I'm talking about when I say Amalekites. We can't go around talking about them like that. It's already a fucking law almost now. It says the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act. It says we'll see the adoption of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, right, definition and anti-Semitism for the enforcement of federal anti-discrimination laws, right, regarding education programs. The bill passed with a 320 to 91 vote. It says 70 Democrats and 21 Republicans voted against the measure. It says the international group defines anti-Semitism as a certain prescription of Jews, which may be expressed as hated towards Jews and gives examples of the definition's application, which includes accusing Jews as the people of being responsible for a real or imagined wrongdoing committed by a single Jew person or group, and making what dehumanizing or denominizing, right, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as collective. So we got to be careful now what we say. We got to be careful now. This is crazy. We got to be careful what they say, but I'm not even going to get into it, man. See, I'm already getting vexed in the flesh because these I'm not even going to say it. Let's continue. It says Mike Lawyer RNY introduced the legislation. It says right now, without a clear definition of anti-Semitism, the Department of Education and college administrators, right, are having trouble discerning whether conduct is anti-Semitic or not, whether the activity we're seeing crosses the line into anti-Semitic or anti-Semitic harassment. He said on the House floor before passage, the bill goes further than an executive order former President Donald Trump signed in 2019. It says opponent argued the measure that could restrict free speech. So, if you want to read more about that, I just wanted to read that, but we're going to get to the scriptures. So now we got to be careful what we say. And this is going into famine of the word. Pretty soon we're not going to be out here teaching no more. And this is why I said, if you are an individual in this truth and you have never did a lesson, this is why you need to get a lesson done. You need to get a lesson done. We don't have much time left. You don't have much time left. This is why I'm just saying, as an example, you need to get this truth. You want to do as much as you can. So what if you don't know everything? I don't know everything. But what I teach, I know I do to the best of my ability. You got to get something in. Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, power, that I will send a famine in the land. The Lord is going to send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. This is a prophecy that is coming. They got an anti-Semitism awareness act. It's a law. This is what is coming, right? And it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. So they're going to go from country to country, city to city, state to state, because there's going to come to a time where Elder Apostle Hart is going to say, we had a good run, and ain't going to be no more teaching. Ain't going to be no more going out there in the highways and byways. Ain't going to be any more of that. And those of you that have not taken this truth seriously, you're going to be the one to realize that everything those men were saying on those street corners that you had a problem with because they were bringing out the truth and you had an issue with it, you was against it, you're going to realize those prophets were the truth. They were teaching the truth the whole time, and you're going to try to go out there and seek them, and you're not going to be able to find them. You can try to go on the internet. They're going to get rid of the internet. There's a rumor going around about that. They're going to get rid of the internet. They're trying to get rid of TikTok right now. They're trying to get rid of all these social media platforms, right? They trying to get rid of Twitter. They're trying to get rid of all these social media platforms. They're trying to get rid of all of these social media platforms. So it's going to come to a time where you're not going to be able to get the truth. So this is why you want to, if you know the truth and you know the basics, teach the scriptures. James 5:10, it says, take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. So even though we're patient, we're waiting on these things to happen. We're looking at these things that are happening. We're glad that prophecies are being fulfilled. We're suffering affliction on a high level daily. And on a day-to-day basis, we're suffering. Brothers suffering mentally, spiritually, physically, bills. We're going through a lot. We're doing all these things. We're teaching the word. We're teaching the gospel, just giving an example. But we're suffering. We're suffering in the stead of Yahushua. So we have to teach this truth. We got to teach it unto death, right? Until death. This is 2 Timothy 3:12, and it says, yea, and all that will live godly in Yahushua HaMashiach shall suffer persecution. And this is what is coming to the prophets. This is what is coming to the men of the Lord, the prophets, man. Ephesians 5:15, it says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, right? And let's look up circumspectly. For those of you that's new in the truth, you may not know what circumspectly is, right? It says circumspectly, in a way that is careful and avoid risks. So again, this is why I said earlier to SOYWY, all the branches, even Las Vegas, we got to be careful what the hell we say. I understand we vex, I understand that, but we got to be spiritual minded now, because there's a bill, which is the law now. We got to be circumspect, man. We got to be circumspect. And that goes for me too. We got to be circumspect. We got to watch what we say. This is Esau rulership, man. We don't have no authority here. We're under his regulations and his laws and his empire. Right? Ephesians 5:15, it says, see there that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So we got to be wise out there. We got to be circumspect. We got to be using wisdom. We have to be using wisdom. 1 Timothy 4:12, let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example to the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. So there you go. You see that? So we got to be example to the believers out here. Now we really got to be examples. We really got to be careful what we do, how we carry ourselves, what we're saying, what we're bringing out. We got to be mindful of these things. Proverbs 1:28, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. And this is the time that's coming into, especially for you jakes out there that didn't want to get this truth. You're going to want to seek the Lord then, and it's going to be too late. You're going to be in that anguish. You're going to be in that distress and anguish, right? Your calamities, those calamities going to come upon you. You're going to realize everything those prophets were saying, those men were doing, was the truth. And you're going to try to seek it, and you're not going to be able to get it. The Lord ain't going to be dealing with you because he already tried, and you didn't want to take heed to it. This is 2 Timothy 4:12. Preach the word. And this is why we're preaching the word to the end. However long we're in this carnal flesh or this mortal flesh, we're going to teach the scriptures unto death. That's what you should be doing. Or that's what you should be hoping and praying for every day, that the Lord keeps this on you, to have that fire, that continually fire, to work in that stead of Yahushua, to continually preach the gospel. Because it's going to come to a time when we're not going to be able to preach the word no more. Preach the word. Be instant, in season, out of season, hot and cold. It be hot, it be cold. We still got to teach. It says out of season, reprove, which is correction, right? That word reprove means to correct. That word rebuke means to reprove. Reprove means correction, right? It says exhort, which is that encouragement, right? It says with all long suffering and doctrine. So through that long suffering, we're suffering here as prophets. We're preaching the gospel. We're fishing for the elect. We're doing the word. And what's long suffering and doctrine? We're continuing in that truth, right? And we're preaching this word in truth and sincerity. So hey, man, I just wanted to do a quick hit, quick hit on this, man. And I was looking at these comments here, and this one right here was very true. This person right here, I think it's Hollow Ran 6020. He said bye First Amendment. And that's true, because they're trying to push forth their own agendas here. All right, these people here, they're trying to push forth their own agendas, and all these agendas is to fulfill their goals, man. But the Lord is using them. Esau don't know what he's doing. You know, the Lord is using him to fulfill prophecy here. Famine of the word, famine of the water, famine of the word, right? Famine of food, man-made famines that can cause havoc on the earth, right? The global economic collapse. This is all of the Lord's doing to fulfill prophecy. So hey, Lord willing, this is edifying, man. Hey, we're at that time. Famine of the word is pretty much here. Lord willing, this is edifying. Till next time, on to the next one. Shalom.